Indiana. It's Northern Iowa traveling to play the Indiana State Sycamores. Northern Iowa on fire right now, sitting at 9-0 in conference play, 20-10. The Sycamores 18-17, 7-3 in conference play. My name is Landon Kleindorfer. With me, Kelsey Casper. And Kelsey, like I mentioned, Northern Iowa is hot.
They are undefeated in conference play right now. They've only lost 1 out of their last 10 games, but today definitely going to be a test going up against the Sycamores.
Well, when you take a look at that last game for Northern Iowa, they took on Bradley. They finished up that series 18-0 in the final game, and man, it was just a barrage from just about everybody.
Yeah, total big offensive effort. They outscored Bradley 23-4 on the weekend, and the game 2, actually a walk-off win, home run by Taylor Hogan.
You see Samantha Hire, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, but 5 strikeouts. UNI gets the sweep on the weekend. We take a look at the Sycamores game, however. They took on Evansville, a 1-game stint. They're home and home, but it was a big walk-off for Isabella Henning to finish that game off. And it was just 3-2. It was a low-scoring affair.
But an exclamation point she was able to put on that win. Bottom of the 9th inning, she took the first pitch she saw. It was a big win for Indiana State.
And we are just about ready to get things going here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the player in the circle for the Sycamores, Alexi Benko. And there's the defensive lineup. You see Benko there in the circle. She has been absolutely fantastic for a player that's got a lot of experience in the Missouri Valley Conference, a lot of experience for the Sycamores.
Yeah, starting all the way since her freshman year, she's made an impact with this team. Even last year, made 32 appearances with 30 starts. So she brings a lot of experience and confidence with her, especially going up against a good Missouri Valley team.
Yeah, Benko sees that 2.10 ERA. The walks to strikeouts 25-63 as the first pitch comes across, and that will be a first pitch strike. So a good way to start things off for Northern Iowa. They will be leading off with Kylie Sanders, batting .286 on the season, 12 RBIs despite being the leadoff hitter for this Panther squad. Already getting ahead in the count here with an 0-2 for Benko. Sanders needing to put some work in, the shortstop for this Northern Iowa squad.
Especially going up against such an offensively dominant team. Benko doing a good job of getting ahead in the count. She's going to have to continue that throughout the game.
Here is the 0-2 from Benko outside, trying to get the chase, does not. But Northern Iowa, you look at the batting averages, the first thing I mentioned to you whenever we got here at Price Field. They're just hitting so well on the season from top to bottom in the lineup.
I mean, we mentioned it, 18 runs against Bradley. Strong offensive efforts from start to finish so far this season from this team.
See that starting lineup. Kylie Sanders, but then at that 4th spot, Maya Dodge, one of the best hitters in the conference, possibly even in the country right now, along with McElrath batting a .526 as that one sent down the first baseline. So a good battle here with the first at bat between Sanders and Benko. It's a 2-2 count. Benko's pitch swung on. This one sent into left, and that is going to be a base hit. Henning able to collect that one easily, but now a runner on first for the Panthers.
Next up, catcher number 10, Alexis Papillo.
Coming up is going to be the catcher, Alexis Papillo.
And Sanders on that hit took that ball outside and just popped it right into left field, took it exactly where it pitched. So good job getting the first batter on it, especially in the first inning, and she's got some wheels over there on first base.
Papillo from Crystal Lake, Illinois. She's hitting .348. The on-base percentage for Sanders of .440, so when you've got somebody batting .348 right after, you know it's going to be good stuff as you see that hit.
Yeah, Benko just leaving too much of it on the plate. She tried to get it just a few more inches outside.
That one sent right down into the dugout area for the Sycamores. Do have that protective netting in front. So an 0-1 count here from Benko. And you see Sanders gets a huge lead off as soon as the pitch comes across. She's got 6 stolen bases on the season on 8 attempts. However, Anito kickback behind the plate is dangerous.
Yeah, that's something you're going to have to watch for, something I'm looking at, seeing if they're going to put down a bunt, steal a base. She's got to be ready to pop out of that crouch position.
The 1-1. I'm going to say she went on that one for strike 2. Due up from Papillo, Parks, Dodge, and McElrath. Dangerous 3 batters. The 1-2 from Benko outside. Here is the 2-2. This one swung up, sent down the first baseline. So no real problem making contact with these pitches early on from Benko. It's just putting them in play that has been an issue.
And you can see a lot of times when you have lefties at the top of the lineup, you're looking for the bunt or the slap, but you can really tell Papillo's bringing the power. She's ripped a few down that first base line. She's ahead of the ball. I'd like to see Benko go back to that changeup.
Well, you talk about power. I mean, she leads this lineup in home runs on the season with 7. So as a 2-hitter and a lefty, like you mentioned, not typically what you're going to see. Just another part of this UNI offense that is so difficult to defend against. Here is the payoff pitch from Benko, and that one sent to Chips off the glove, gets it into the outfield, and another single will move the runner to second.
Next up, center
And
fielder
Papillo got
number
every
14,
piece of that ball. It was almost like all those line drives to first base were paying off. She sat back on it, ripped it. Second base just couldn't handle it. Maybe get a little bit of run in front of it, but it was just coming too fast at her. As you can see, Benko leaving this right over the center of the plate for her as this one ends in right field. And UNI now 2 runners on with no outs here in the first.
Yeah, and there really wasn't any difference like you mentioned from those foul balls that were being hit. She just pretty much straightened it out. And so a runner in scoring position, runners on first and second here, and a dangerous situation with no outs early for Indiana State. Madison Parks will put the bunt down. Benko going to get the out at first, nearly overthrows it, but hitting able to get the snag. So 1 out, runners advance.
And she did her job. Parks at the plate, putting the sacrifice down, putting it to the pitcher too. That's who you want to bunt to on the field. You can see Benko even, not the prettiest throw to first base, but she did her job as well, getting the out at first. Don't worry about the runners going from second to third. Just worry about first out. That's a huge out for this team.
And even if she had tried to get that out at second base, nobody was home there. They were running a traditional defensive set there, and so there was no way to possibly turn the double play.
I'm not sure they were ready for the 3-hitter to also lay down a bunt in that situation.
So Dodge comes up with runners in second and third. Maya Dodge, the reigning MVC Player of the Week. She is batting .392, and she's trying to break into 30 RBIs right here. She's got 29. So here is the 0-1 to Dodge. That comes in high.
And we've seen from the first couple batters, Lexi Benko leaving the ball a little bit too much over the plate, getting this UNI offense too many opportunities to not just make contact but get hits, especially in a player like Dodge. You really got to work on hitting your spots and where the corners around the plate.
Big swing and a miss. No dice there. It's a 1-2 count. You talk about leaving it over the plate. This one comes across just outside. A good breaking ball. So here is the 1-2 outside.
And that's a good spot on a 1-2. You're still ahead. You got plenty to give, but you don't want to catch any part of the plate. Maybe get her eyes looking at that, possibly get a chase. So good spot. Nothing they can really take advantage of.
So here is Benko with the 2-2, trying to get out of a jam. That one comes across just a little outside. Barely misses the mark.
Yeah, it was an off speed there. And on those, if you get it just a little lifted, you're not going to get the call on those. So just a little high on that off speed, but you had Dodge thinking about it at least.
So once again, a 3-2. Here is the payoff pitch. It comes across for strike 3. Benko working it out, gets 2 outs now.
That is a big-time strikeout from Benko, going up against the number 4 hitter in the lineup with runners in scoring position. A little screwball, just barely catching the inside lower corner on the plate. Got Dodge looking. Big-time strikeout from Benko.
In 80 at-bats, that is only the 12th strikeout for Dodge on the season.
I'm sure she doesn't go down looking many times either.
And so there it is, another swing and a miss to start things 0-1. Addison McElrath, the highest batting average on the team. Did she go on that one? She did. 0-2 count.
Yeah, just in this first inning, something Benko's been doing pretty well at is not only first pitch strikes, but getting ahead. The last couple batters we've seen 1-2, 0-2 counts, even on the first batter. So she's doing a great job of getting ahead.
Here is the 0-2, swung on. This one sent right between the bases, and that is going to bring in 2 runs for UNI. So looking at an 0-2 count, typically that's going to be a pitch trying to get a chase. Instead, it brings in 2 runs.
Yeah, Lexi Benko getting way too much on the plate against McElrath there. She takes advantage of an opportunity. Runners in scoring position, just brings this one right up the middle. She had it on the outside, but she needs, especially on an 0-2, to get that out just an inch or 2. And now instead of sitting at a 1-2 count, you're down 2-0 here in the first.
2-0 with a runner on first base. Still 2 outs here for Indiana State's defense, trying to put this top of the first to bed. Taylor Hogan batting .272 on the season. 81 at-bats. And this one swung on straight to Chips. She will get the out at first base to Henning, and that will retire the side. 2 runs come across, 3 hits on top of the first. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is too spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
After months of hibernation, it's time to reemerge and start fresh during Ford SUV season. It's the best time to get a new Ford Escape, Explorer, and Edge. There's a huge selection of Ford SUVs on the list, with more vehicles arriving daily. Don't wait. It's Ford SUV season, and time to get to your local Ford dealer is now. Get appointment for 60 plus 1,500 retail trade assist cash and 5-year 100,000-mile powertrain coverage plus 3 years no charge maintenance.
Credit unions are just different from other financial institutions. At ISU Credit Union, we embrace being different. Our members enjoy lower interest rates on loans, as well as competitive saving rates on deposit accounts. Come see for yourself why members choose us as their credit union. We're at 444 North 3rd Street or online at isukreditunion.com.
For a beautiful day at Price Field in Terre Haute, Indiana. Northern Iowa takes the 2-run lead here in the early goings of this first game of the series. So get a look at that defensive lineup for UNI. See higher in the circle Papillo and catcher. Great lineup here for the Panthers.
Yeah, you also have another veteran just like Benko in the circle for UNI. Hare appeared in 24 games last season, only got 8 starts, but she was MVC second team. She's already got a winning record this season.
Yeah, right now Samantha Hire well on her way to have a winning season probably on the year. I mean, she's quite ahead with the 12-4. She's got 24 appearances, a lot of experience, but so does this Indiana State starting lineup. Olivia Patton getting things going, the starting slap hitter for this squad. And one thing that I absolutely love about the Indiana State lineup is when they get to the end, it's Abby Chip slapping and then Olivia Patton. So you have 2 speedsters that can possibly get around later stages of the game.
Yeah, you see that a lot now. Starting and ending strong in a lineup, and you also see the leadoff hitter with plenty of RBIs because you know if she gets a hit, that 9 hitter is going to come flying around the bases. So it's definitely a good strategy to round out the 9 spot with someone who also has some speed as well.
Here is the 2-2, and they're going to say that got some plate, and that's going to be the first strikeout of the day for Hire.
Next up for Indiana State, left fielder, number 11.
Higher left, Patton looking there. Looks like she caught the inside part of the plate. Not the best start that you want as a leadoff hitter. Looking at strike 3.
And so bring up the first of the twin sisters, Danielle Henning, as she sends this one towards left field. And that one will be foul.
And she looked like she hit that one pretty hard, but you could see the wind really catching it and dying down as it hit left field.
I really think it's going to be difficult here to trying to send them out. Both teams have the capability of the long ball, UNI especially, but the wind is blowing back into the field. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be able to send one out. The 0-1 comes across low for ball number 1. So back-to-back with the Henning sisters, the left fielder and the first baseman. Danielle gets a hold of this one. It gets through the glove of Sanders, so it'll be a single for Henning.
Yeah, the sisters that bring the power. First one up, Danielle ripping this one through the 5-6 hole. She just turns on it. She was ahead of her that entire at-bat. She did a great job of waiting for her pitch, taking it through the left side.
And so that will bring up Isabella Henning, who we saw during the pregame had the walk-off home run right here against Evansville.
Yeah, big-time hitter that this pitching staff has to look out for. She can hit the long ball. She hits from that left side.
First pitch low and away from Henning there. She's hitting .420 on the season. 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. Swings on this one, sends it towards right field, and that is going to be caught. A nice play, great hustle by Parks. And the other Henning sister, Danielle, going to slide back into first. She nearly got caught for the double play.
I mean, I probably would have been out there as well, judging about the pop that came off the bat from Isabel Henning. Again, I think that wind came into play. It really died down. Parks making a good play, dropping out her left shoulder. As you can see the hit, she took that one up in the zone, and it just took off the bat. Look at her hustle there. Leaves her arm out, turns around, throws it. Almost caught her sister out at first base, but able to dodge the throw there a little bit.
So now quickly 2 outs here on the Sycamores here in the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Kennedy Shade trying to keep their prospects alive for the bottom of the first from Leo, Indiana. That one low for ball number 2. A pitcher with a fantastic walk to strikeout. 23 walks on 150 strikeouts. So that one flies high up in the air, but that's going to be beyond us and out of play.
Yeah, she's someone who's going to attack the zone. She doesn't give too many freebies, too many opportunities to these batters. She brings the heat as well.
Shade, on the other hand, somebody who gets the bat on the ball quite a bit. Only 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. A big swing and a miss right there. So now a 2-2. Here with a runner on and 2 outs. Shade certainly another person who likes to go deep, but she's swinging a miss right there. Retires the side. So 1 runner left on base, 1 hit and no runs come across for the Sycamores. We head to the top of the second. When we come back, you're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Valley Ford dealers are proud to support.
Come on up. Step up. Have your tickets ready.
You're looking pleased with yourself.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
So you got an awesome network.
And when I switched, I got to choose the phone I wanted for free, not bragging.
You're bragging.
Oh, he's bragging.
Who, me? Never. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Your Royal Highness, sir.
Okay, that's a brag.
Hey, Mom, I gotta call you back.
Switch and choose the 5G phone you really want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Oh, well, this is me.
It's still early. You want to maybe grab a coffee?
With the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, you earn 2% cash back on what you want, like coffee, ping pong, a movie, karaoke, and 2% cash back on what you need.
No. Just my shoe.
Like maybe shoes without laces.
Just my shoe, folks.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. That's real life ready.
When you don't want to take a vacation from working out, it matters where you stay. Peloton bikes are arriving at every hotel in the Hilton family. Hilton, for the stay.
Snyder.
Back here for the second inning, a beautiful afternoon with Northern Iowa leading at 2-0 at Price Field. So get a look at the Patriot investment. Look at the weather, sunny, 57 degrees. But windy. You saw the flag there, and I think that it really played a part already here in the first inning. We could be talking about a 2-2 game.
Yeah, you see the flag coming in towards the field. You know that's going to, some balls are just going to drop dead in the air. We saw it off of Isabel Henning's deep fly ball. Maybe gave Parks a little advantage in the outfield, though. Still an amazing catch. But hey, this is perfect softball weather. 57 degrees in early April here in Indiana. They're taking advantage of it.
It is the third baseman, Brooks Snyder, looking to get things going, getting the bats hot here in the top of the second. Taking ball number 2 in the count to 2-1. Snyder a little bit further down the lineup, but this one's sent towards third. It is going to be a quick play and a quick out there for the Sycamores. Nicely done by Tian Bringle.
Yeah, Brinkle getting a good jump on that at third base. She knew she had to get it on the hop, cutting it off and letting it go from the shortstop, and had to throw it on the run. So good job of charging this ball. Benko jams her a little bit. But good job at third base to get the out one.
Hannah Kelly comes up, the right fielder, the senior on this team. Back-to-back seniors in the bottom of this lineup. But what I was going to mention before that out was just the fact that when you look down the lineup for UNI, these are all players with numbers that you would expect in the top 5 hitters of most teams in the MVC.
Yeah, they're 7, 8, 9 hitters. Could probably be 2, 3, 4, 5 on any other team. So impressive stuff from this UNI team. It makes sense why they're sitting undefeated in the top of the conference.
Hard foul ball right there from Kelly. The count moves to 1-1. Hear that wind roar just a little bit. Benko's pitch comes across for a strike.
That's a great job painting the corner. That's a pitch she needs to throw consistently today.
Also, one thing that Annie Tokarik does great behind the plate is getting a little bit of a paint job.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too. Making your pitcher look well is a huge part of being a catcher. Framing it well, so the umpire has a good look of the pitch coming in.
So here is the 2-2 to Kelly as she swings on this one, sends it towards center field. Tracked down by Patton, and that'll be out number 2.
Next up, first baseman, number 21, Darren Lambrick.
We are at the bottom of the order with Darren Lamprick, the first baseman for this Panther squad. Lamprick takes strike 1. One thing Danko has done very well today is getting that first pitch strike and getting ahead on just about every batter.
Yeah, she's done it consistently since the first inning. At least 5 batters she has started with a first pitch strike, and that one was an off speed. Perfectly placing it. Not too often a player is gonna swing at a first pitch, especially a changeup.
Slugging .370 for Lamprick on the season. 164 batting average as this one fouls towards right. Interesting to think about the situation here. For UNI, they score the 2 runs on an 0-2 count. You wouldn't have expected a pitch that was even hittable. This one swung on towards Bringle. Bringle gets the throw to first, and that retires the side. So we head to the bottom of the second. No extra damage done, and no extra hits for the Panthers. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Lots of insurance companies make promises about how much you can save if you switch over to them. Well, here's our promise. With the West Bend policy, you can save everything. Every memory, every detail, everything you've worked so hard for. Once it comes time to actually make a claim, a cheap insurance policy can really cost you. Why not protect everything that matters with a policy from West Bend? Because the worst brings out our best.
There's a little voice inside us. It says you're done. You're not built for this. You can't go on. But there's another voice. It whispers, then it roars. I'm not done yet. Are you? Degree. It won't let you down.
3, Faith Standareski. And leading off for Indiana State, the catcher.
Welcome back. You take a look right there. Ryan Jacobs, who's been here for, seems like forever, well over a decade, leading this UNI squad in his 16th season as the head coach at Northern Iowa.
And he has just done a great job of developing this program. Like you said, he's been here since 2007. So many winning seasons with this program, and he's really transformed them into such an offensive heavy squad. Like we said, we're reading the batting averages. They've been like that consistently under his reign.
Tokara comes in. She was the leadoff and out at first base for the first out of the bottom of the second.
Designated player, number 10.
And that will bring up Cassie Thomerson, the designated player for Indiana State. Also known to play a little bit of shortstop, as this one goes straight up in the air, will not be played on. Thomerson on the year, 203. average at the plate. Looks at the 0-1. Now 1-1. No home runs on the year for Thomerson, but certainly somebody who has that deep ball ability. A 1-2 count now for Thomerson. Swing and a miss and another strikeout there for Higher. That is going to be the third strikeout in just the first 2 innings of play.
Yeah, Higher working efficiently. You got her 1-2 down to the count, and then you go down swinging here. She likes to keep it low in the zone throughout this entire at-bat, low inside. She gets Thomerson swinging.
And you know it's a great pitch when you almost drop the batter down to a knee, as we saw right there. As it's Tian Bringle who gets a hold of this one, sends it towards left field, but no problem, caught back at the track by Dodge. And that will do it for the second inning as we head to the top of the third. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
I got a 6th sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here. At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get 3.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $750 purchase allowance on Buick Encore GX models.
It's called the juice. It adds that jazz to your sub. Add a flavor zing with the juice.
What if you could remaster the Masters fan experience?
Like, what if fans could follow all their favorite players, not just the top ones?
Yes, with IBM Consulting, you could use Watson to analyze the data of every shot and get AI-powered insights for every player.
So people can follow the underdogs.
The past champions, even the long shots.
You calling me a long shot? Hello, friends. Look at this, right at it.
That's a good call.
That's the personalized experience IBM and the Masters created.
It's a shot for the ages.
What will you create? IBM. Let's create.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Check. Psych. Really? Dude, that's a foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate.
Leading off for Northern Iowa, shortstop, number 7, Kylie Sanders.
And there is Coach Mike Pernicero, 6th season as the head coach at Indiana State. An overall record of 120 and 147 with the Sycamores. As we're back to the top of the lineup for Northern Iowa, Kylie Sanders gets back at it. She's already got 1 run scored in this one. Starting things off with an 0-1 count from Benko. First couple of batters for UNI really seemed like they had put themselves in a situation down in the count. Didn't matter. The first 2 batters get on, and they both score.
Yeah, Lexi Benko got her to a 3-2 count, just the first batter, but she took an outside pitch, drove it through the 5-6 hole to get things started, and she ended up scoring. So good job leading this lineup, getting on base early. She looks to do it again in the third.
Inside pitch for a ball. 2-1. I think the defense liked the pitch, though. Wanted the strike call.
I think Benko did, too. Painted it pretty nicely on that side corner.
And there is the 2-1 moving to 2-2. Good pitch from Benko. With Lexi Benko starting in this game last season, she was basically the perennial starter. As that comes outside to bring the count to full. But now it seems like this Indiana State squad has a couple of pitchers that can really do some damage. including Lexi Benko. Maybe take a little bit of the stress off as this one swung on. And that will be out number 1 as Chip's able to make the play.
Yeah, holding Sanders off of first base is huge for this team. She gets deep in the count. She battles against pitchers, but a good job by Benko forcing a ground ball, and her defense doing her job behind her.
And that will bring in Papillo, Alexis Papillo, who basically the exact same story as the leadoff hitter. Able to get on base, move the runner to second, and they both scored. Benko's first pitch to Papillo. Strike.
And probably the last 3 or 4 batters, Benko has been going with the off speed to start every single at-bat. And she's throwing it for a strike, too. Very impressive. She knows not many batters are going to swing out of first pitch changeup. So she's doing herself well, setting herself up, starting ahead.
Could be a dangerous thing if you continue that mark, but certainly something that you would like to start with. I mean, this is a very patient Northern Iowa team. They don't strike out a whole lot, so they're a team that's really looking for that perfect pitch. And I do agree with you. First few innings, you can get away with that. Later, you might be seeing them go over the wall. Here's the 1-1 to Papillo, right inside on the hands for ball 2. No runners on here with 1 out. So this one's sent too short, and the play is not made, so the runner will stay at first. Seemed like Shade just couldn't get her glove around that ball.
It looked like a little line drive kind of died right in front of her, so she's unable to catch it on the fly, but it bounced just right underneath. Yeah, it took a bounce right underneath. She was not able to snag it, and I'm not sure her momentum was so much that left field line she'd be able to turn around and make the throw, but at least kept it in the infield and held her to a base hit.
Well, this one's sent towards center field. Patton trying to get to it. She can't. They're going to send the runner from third. No, she's going to stay. So runners move to second and third for UNI, and it looks just like it did in the top of the first.
Big time swing by Parks. This one went sailing over the center fielder's head. She was playing pretty in. This one was bouncing off the walls. So good hit from Parks. As you can see, Benko leaving this one right over center of the plate. Unable to get it, and they held her, Papillo, at third. Probably a good decision. They got that cutoff man in just pretty early in time. No runs scored.
No runs scored here, so only 1 out. They're going to need to get something close to the plate. So there's runners on second and third. At top of the first with runners in the same positions, they were able to get the count to 0-2 before the RBI came through. Dodge with the 1-0 count, big swing, no dice. A strikeout today. We mentioned how rare that is. Certainly wants to get a hold of one here. This one flies high up in the air. Hitting is there, and she gets the out.
That's a big timeout for this Indiana State defense. First a strikeout looking from Dodge, and now pops it up in foul territory with runners in scoring position. Huge second out. Now Indiana State has a chance to end this inning with no damage.
2 times in a row that the worst possible person to come up to the plate has not gotten it done, but the last time it was this player right here that was able to get the out as she takes ball number 1. But Addison McElrath was the one who was able to send both runners home to bring the score to 2-0. The 0-1, swing and a miss. count on McElrath. This time swung on, sent towards third. Bringle gets it and gets the out. So no damage done despite having two players in scoring position. No one comes across, but the hits move to 5 for the Panthers. We'll be right back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
The Hometown Savings Bank.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Do you trust your insurance agent? Do you trust your insurance company? Well, you'd better. Because all they've really sold you is a promise. A promise to be there when things go bad. A promise to take care of you. To step up and put everything back the way it was. So, if you don't trust your insurance company, maybe it's time to find one you do trust. West Bend. The worst brings out our best.
If I just stare at these payroll forms, my business payroll taxes will calculate themselves, right? Nope.
Intuit QuickBooks helps you manage your payroll taxes.
Cheers.
With 100% accurate tax calculations guaranteed.
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Leading off for Indiana State, right fielder number 27, Kaylee Barrett.
Back here from Price Field as the first pitch swung on, sent down the first base line from Kaylee Barrett. We welcome you back here to this 2-0 game between the Panthers and the Sycamores here at Price Field in Terre Haute, Indiana. Second pitch comes around. Ball one. The 1-1 swung on. That one just tipped foul. Big difference between the way that these teams have gotten through their lineups. Have not quite made it through the first rotation for Indiana State. About a time and a half through UNI's lineup.
Yeah, Indiana State still trying to figure out higher here, adjust to her speed, and she's putting the ball as well. She has 3 strikeouts so far, only seen 7 batters.
And we already mentioned it. 150 strikeouts in 24 appearances this season, as that a big strikeout right there sends Barrett packing.
Number 17, Abby Chips.
And this was more of a half swing from Barrett. A little bit up in the zone, trying to hold back. I'm not sure if it would have been called a strike if she held back. But still, being able to put a full hack on it, pretty disappointing, I'm sure, in her eyes.
And here is the other slap hitter, the second baseman, Abby Chips. We mentioned at the top of the call that Chips is one of those players that's perfect to have at that 9 spot because she's going to bring the speed for the leadoff to possibly move around the base path. This one played on well, but thrown away. Chips thinks about going towards second, instead holds off. But a mistake there from Brooke Snyder as she just completely misses Lamprecht.
Yeah, and Chips was actually trying to put that towards the shortstop more. When you get a good hop on a third baseman, it's easy to make a play and an out. So she had the throw. She would have caught her in time, but just goes sailing over the first baseman's head. Chips actually, I think, could have gotten around a 2 there. Didn't get the best read on it, kind of thought about it too much. So she stays at first, but nonetheless, Indiana with 1 man on, 1 out.
And next due up here, Olivia Patton with the foul ball, but back to the top of the order for the Sycamores. Patton struck out the last time she was up. But this is exactly the advantage that we talked about from 9-1. So this bunt goes straight to the pitcher. Chips is going to have to slide in, and she is safe, but near catastrophe there for the Sycamores.
Yeah, Patton taking the high ball on the bunt there and just shoves it right into the glove of the pitcher. Not at all what you want to do in that situation. You got to get the top of the bat down at an angle. You see it flat there as it just pops up as she was putting it up in the zone. Great job by Hire. That's where you want to place that ball as a pitcher. If you put it up, a lot of the time she'll pop it up. That's exactly what she did. Good job by Chips, saving herself there, getting back to first.
So the Sycamores offense still alive here with Chips on first. Danielle Henning up, owner of the lone hit here for Indiana State, as she swings on that one and misses. Henning 1 for 1 on the day. Takes strike number 2. Sycamores wanting to put on the rally caps here in the bottom of the third. A 1-2 count here, swung on right towards second, and that will get the out at second. And so a nice play, nice transition from Taylor. Hogan retires the side, and we will be right back with the top of the 4th inning. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited power warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
To learn more about Toyota certified used vehicles, see your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
Dorset Automotive, the name you know and trust, welcomes Dorset Dodge Ram to the family. That means you get the same award-winning service when buying Dodge and Rams. It gets better. Only at Dorset Dodge Ram will you get the best price guaranteed. That's right. Pre-order the perfect Dodge or Ram just the way you want it and get the best price guaranteed. It's that simple. So head to Dorset Dodge Ram off Highway 41 today.
Drive it home. Dorset.
Dear Rugged Road, better give me all you got. It brings out the best in Toyota's legendary lineup of 20 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Toyota, let's go places. Ready for the top of the 4th inning, brought to you by Toyota. RAV4, the first pitch, swung on, sent towards left field at the wall, and caught for out number 1. Back at the track by Danielle Henning.
Well, you mentioned it, Landon, getting ahead on that off-speed first pitch from Banco. That's exactly what she did from Hogan, but just falling shy of a home run there. Almost caught at the warning track. So Banco, like you said, maybe a little cautious now throwing that off-speed as she saw someone that can attack it.
And, you know, that's the second time that we've heard very, very good contact, and I have to assume another ball that we might have seen go over the wall. As this one, this time, sent towards right field and caught. A nice play there by Kaylee Barrett.
Amazing catch from Barrett out in left field. That was a liner off the bat there. by Snyder. Barrett almost directly over her head, which is one of the toughest pop flies to grab. And that one, she just went straight back on a line, throwing her glove up there, jumping and making that catch. Great job by Barrett.
Hannah Kelly up now. Will we get another off-speed pitch? Maybe 3 pitches, outs.
Don't jinx it.
That one not swung on. Ball number 1.
We could have had something fun there.
We could have had something fun, and I had to come straight through and just ruin it. That one is ball number 2 to Kelly. 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out. But right now, Indiana State looking to get through this one quickly. But now a 3-0 count to Kelly.
Not exactly sure where Benko missed there. Looks like she perfectly placed it in that strike zone. Might have been a little bit low. So getting squeezed a little bit in the zone here as she drops 3-0.
That one low again. So that'll be a 4-pitch walk following 2 straight outs on 2 pitches.
And she threw the same exact pitch back to back. That was in the same exact spot. So she's got to learn to make some adjustments there. If the Blues not calling it, you got to bring it up just a little bit.
But you called it a strike, so I feel like maybe she heard that. She thought, you know what? Maybe I'll get the benefit of the doubt the second time.
He was hovering over the kneecaps.
But the Kelsey Casper effect just didn't work out.
That's also Benko's first walk of the day. She's been hitting her spots pretty well.
Hartz will move in as a pinch runner. And Lamprecht will be up to bat. First pitch swung on and fouled away. Lamprecht also 0 for 1 today. She grounded out, but now has a runner to work with at first base. As this one going to be thrown down to first and very close. Safe at first base. It was a huge jump right there, and I don't blame her blame Tokarek for trying to get that throw.
Yeah, she looked like on the leadoff, even her momentum was going towards second base, so it took her a second to rethink and head back to the bag. Great job by Tokarek. That was her first time today with the throw down to first. Ended up being so close.
I'm really surprised Tokarek doesn't launch right there. It seemed like the jump might have been even more significant.
Well, as a pinch runner coming to the game, you have to be aware of that. You got to be ready. Probably got a little bit more wheels on the base paths.
Well, I will say one of my favorite plays, that phantom steal. You go for the tag. She's already on second. Something you have to worry about whenever you've got speed as the runner goes right there. Does not matter. Quick reflexes by Tian. Bringle retires the side, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. So no runs there. It's still 2-0. You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
UNI leads 2.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Lots of insurance companies make promises about how much you can save if you switch over to them. Well, here's our promise. With the West Bend policy, you can save everything. Every memory, every detail, everything you've worked so hard for. Once it comes time to actually make a claim, a cheap insurance policy can really cost you. Why not protect everything that matters with a policy from West Bend? Because the worst brings out our best.
When I started my new kombucha business, I thought there would be a lot more kombucha and a lot less business.
As a new small business owner, I've learned that trying to be the cool boss is a lot harder when you're actually the stressed boss.
I know everything about my new furniture business. Well, everything except the whole business part.
Not anymore. With QuickBooks, you can confidently manage your business. New business, no problem. Yeah, success starts with Intuit QuickBooks.
Ready with the bottom of the fourth, and it was a fantastic play from Tian Bringle that sent us to this point. My goodness, what a snag, what a play to retire the side.
What a rocket off the bat of Lanebrecht there. Good thing she had an inch or two. She didn't. She wouldn't be able to snag that one. Got her glove up above her head in time. Great play, especially with the runner on the base paths.
That's Isabella Henning at the plate now with an 0-1 count. Comes across for ball one. Henning this season has been nothing short of stupendous, but right now 0 for 1 in this one. Swings on it, sends it towards left field, and off the top of the wall, Henning heads towards second, and it's a stand-up double for the leadoff hitter. A big shot there for Isabella Henning. Gets a high five from her first base coach. And the first double, the first extra base hit for the Sycamores today.
Two giant rips from Isabel Henning. Both of them so close to being home runs. In the first inning, she had one snagged by the center fielder, but this one goes just off the top of the wall, few feet up, and that would have been out of here. Great way to start out this offense.
So Kennedy Shade now. She gets a bunt down, goes towards third, and the out at first. Runner advances to third. So heads up by Brooke Snyder. She collapses on that ball to get that out at first base. But the bunt does exactly what it was supposed to. Sycamore's trying to buy a couple of runs here. You know, back to that replay, though, in left field, it ended up being a standing double. That ball gets muffed by Maya Dodge. It came off so fast. I do wonder if there would have been a single instead of a double had she been able to collect that quickly.
Yeah, it got through her legs a little bit there, so made it easy for Henning to stroll in on her feet over there at second base. Definitely would have been a lot closer of a play, but I think she did get the best of it.
Annie Tokarek up now with one out and the 1-0 count. Big swing right there. Didn't get it to go. Gets her signal from Coach Pernicero. With the runner on third. Swings on this one, sends it towards second. No play at home, so a run will score. It's an RBI for Annie Tokarek. And that cuts the lead in half.
Great job by Tokarek, taking it to the right side of the field. Almost every time you hit it to that side, it's a guarantee RBI. So even though ground ball to second base, she did her job of getting that run in. They cut the deficit to 1. As you can see, higher here, going outside all day long on her. So taking the pitch with her to that right side, gets the job done in an RBI.
Thomerson swings on that one, foul tip. But also a great play by Hogan. That was not an easy play to make. It was taking a wild bounce. People take those grounders for granted. But that was a tough play. Thomerson, one of the 4 players who has fallen victim of the strikeout from higher today. A 1-1 count. This one ripped down the baseline, foul. You have to imagine it's going to be a big momentum boost for the bats of Indiana State. Able to put one up here in the bottom of the 4th. And another strikeout there for higher. That is number 5, retiring the side, but not before 1 run scores for the Sycamores. It's 2-1 here as we head to the 5th inning.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads.
It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Visit ChevyDeals.com.
You're looking pleased with yourself.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
So you got an awesome network.
And when I switched, I got to choose the phone I wanted for free, not bragging.
You're bragging.
Oh, he's bragging. Who, me? Never. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Your Royal Highness, sir.
Okay, that's a brag.
Hey, Mom, I gotta call you back.
Switch and choose the 5G phone you really want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Buffalo Wild Wings isn't supposed to make a burger this good. Like, you might even forget we have wings good. So we threw in 6 boneless wings for $1 as a reminder. Buy any burger, get 6 boneless wings for $1. Only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Leading all for UNI, shortstop number 7, Kylie Sanders.
Back here at Price Field, where the score, UNI leads 2-1 in Terre Haute, Indiana. And we're back to the top of the order again. Kylie Sanders for UNI. And that one drew contact, it looked like. And so the first pitch puts the leadoff on base.
And it looks like Indiana State a little confused by that call, but the umpire, very adamant, called it right away. You can see if it's, yeah, just scrapes the pant leg. Not even sure if she felt that one. She scurries off to first base.
It's not a great sign when the umpire has to tell you you've been hit. As we now move on to Alexis Papillo. No stranger to having a runner on first. She swings on this one. Looks like it might stay in play, and no. Just off the top of the dugout. So I don't think Bringle's going to jump up there and rob that one.
We saw her have some height getting that line drive earlier, but I don't think she quite has that kind of hops.
So an 0-1 count here for Papillo. She's 2 for 2 today with 1 run scored. This one swung on, sent down the first base line. So the first one goes left, the second one goes right. We had seen her trying to figure it out earlier in this game, and she ended up straightening it down right down the pipe.
Yeah, Papillo is someone who just brings sheer power to the plate and makes solid contact in almost every ball. I know we just saw the pop fly to third, but besides that one, all of her foul balls, all of her contact have just been hard hit balls.
Speaking of hard hit balls, this one goes towards center. Patton locates and gets the out.
Patton in center field doing a good job of guarding the sun with her glove. As you could see her drifting over to the left, the ball kind of catching some wind, but doing a great job of blocking the sun there, able to make the catch out in center.
Well, the nice thing about playing at home, especially for someone with as much experience, she knows exactly how to play that sun here at Price Field. I'll bring the 3-hole hitter up now. Madison Parks, the runner on first. Comes across, ball 1.
You can see Banco communicating with her catcher and the umpire, trying to see where these pitches are. She's used to throwing first pitch strikes. Seems as if the zone's getting just a little bit tighter for her. She's going to have to make these adjustments.
This one swung on towards center again. Patton going to have to run in for this one, and she does. Patton having to be quite busy out there in center field.
Now batting left fielder number 12.
She's already got a few putouts today. Maya Dodge comes back up. They've avoided disaster from her so far today. First, a strikeout. Then she popped one up. Tokaric wise to check the runner at first. Certainly a capable runner with 6 stolen bases is Sanders. Benko's 1-0. Swung on, sent towards left field. This one looks like it's got distance, and it does. Maya Dodge, a home run, brings in 2 to double up their score. 4-1 now, the lead for the Panthers. And it was just a matter of time before Maya Dodge got a hold of one, the reigning MVC player of the week.
Maya Dodge has been silent all day, but look at this one. Perfectly in just the middle half of the plate, lifted just high enough for her to take this over the left center wall. Great piece of hitting from Dodge. She's been patient all day. We saw the strikeout, we saw the flyout, now a 2-run shot. And she gives a little boost to this UNI lead.
A little bit of a frustration swing she got a hold of that one as this one gets down, and it might bring in 2. No, it's going to be just the single. A nice recovery there by Kaylee Barrett to collect and get that ball back in, but still, the bat's rolling here with 2 outs.
Flying off the bat, and McElrath there taking this one right down the right field line. Barrett really didn't have a shot of it. Slaps it right where it was pitched. Actually, Barrett does a really good job. Look at this throw right to second, able to make her stop in her tracks over there at first base. But like you said, passing the bat along down this UNI lineup. We're starting now to see the ball pop a little more off the bat of the Panthers.
Verpelding going to come in as a pinch runner for UNI.
First base for UNI, number 5, Maggie Erpelin.
As now Taylor Hogan going to be at the plate, but a meeting in the circle. Right now, Lexi Benko on the day. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 4 earned runs. And you see Haley Griffin in there putting in work in the bullpen.
And Lexi Benko has had a great day pitching. Going up against the best offense in the conference. Up until this point, she just had 3 scoreless innings in a row. She's been a good job of hitting her spots and getting ahead of the count. But sooner or later, this offense might just catch up to you. Leaving a few balls right over the middle of the plate against some good hitters is going to come back to bite you, as we saw about that 2-run shot from Dodge.
And they will stick with Benko here in the circle, but not only getting through those scoreless innings, but that second inning looked exactly like the first. Runners on second and third with only 1 out, but that time able to get out of that jam. So showing resilience, but this one gets into the outfield. The runner will advance to third, and that is well they'll stay. So runners now on the corners for the Panthers.
And this is just a team that can get hot and get hot quick. You got 2 outs. You need to stop the momentum right now without letting another run score. Hogan taking that first pitch. Right after the timeout, she saw the first pitch. She took advantage because she knew Benko was going to throw her a strike.
Some signals given out there, but you see just over the head of Abby Chips. And so now UNI looks to extend their already 4-1 lead. First pitch swung on, fouled back. Brooke Snyder 0 for 2 today, but with an opportunity to clock at least 1 RBI. The 0-1 sent towards left, and that's exactly what she'll do. 1 run going to score for the Panthers. So a 3-run inning so far here in the top of the 5th.
4 straight hits for the Panthers, all of them solid line drives, making good contact off the arm of Benko right here. So they're starting to pass the bat along, and Benko seems to be getting in a little bit of trouble dealing with this Panther offense.
And here is a meeting once again, as this time it will be a change from the bullpen.
And in that at-bat, Snyder took a difficult pitch. That was low and outside and somehow ripped it over the head of third base and into left field. So that was just a good piece of hitting, taking a pitch not in the zone and driving it. But Lexi Banco, after giving up 9 hits and 5 runs, is going to take a seat on the bench.
This is the Wabash Capital call to the pin. Wabash Capital is proud to support the athletes at Indiana State. Wabash Capital is a locally owned fiduciary investment advisory firm managing money for individuals, profit-sharing plans, and rollover IRAs. Go Sycamores from Wabash Capital. And it's Haley Griffin coming up, 3-1 on the season, a 2.97 ERA. One of the players, when we talked about the pitching for Indiana State and how they do have multiple names that can come in and get work in. Haley Griffin, one of those people.
Yeah, Indiana State has a solid pitching staff behind them. Haley Griffin actually just got the win against Evansville in their last game. So coming out of the bullpen in this one, and she's got a tough job right now. This UNI offense is passing the bat along. They're hot right now, 4 straight hits like I mentioned. So all she has to do, get one out, but much easier said than done right here in the 5th inning.
And with Banco taking a seat, she does have 2 possible runners that can be added to those earned runs, but for right now, 5 earned runs in this one. First pitch here from Griffin with runners on first and second. Strike 1. And Owen comes up to the plate for the first time today. The junior Ellie Owen swings on this one, sends it to Chips, and that will do it. So 1 batter faced for Haley Griffin, retires the side, but 3 runs score for UNI. We'll be right back.
5-1.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Step up to GMC with 0.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on 2022 Sierra light-duty crew cab models.
Oh, so gentle.
I don't have any updates. Still haven't closed. Larry, are we still on for 3?
I'm on the phone.
When you and your team need space to work.
I didn't get that attachment. I'm sending it.
And a place to eat.
Carl, is that mackerel?
No, it's trout. Has anyone seen my mayonnaise? I've been oh, found it. False alarm.
It matters where you stay.
Fish tacos?
Carl. Oh, yeah.
Hilton for the stay.
Get all your faves, like an order of small fries for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Number 8, T.N. Pringle.
Back here at Price Field with the Riddell National Bank. What's on deck? Riddell National Bank is proud to support the Sycamore athletes and the Wabash Valley. For your banking needs, contact Riddell National Bank. Today's banking, yesterday's values. As 1 pitch is all that is needed to get the first out here for the Sycamores in the bottom of the 5th inning. We welcome you back. It was a big top of the 5th for UNI. They put up 3 more runs to bring that lead to 5-1. And it was really done by a slew of different players for the Panthers.
4 straight hits, the first one being a 2-run shot from Dodge. That started everything off, and they just kept passing the bat along. 2-run home run. She cleared the bases, and they still scored another run. They just kept the offense rolling through the third inning, scored 3 runs. Now they have a 4-run lead here in the 5th.
Kaylee Barrett with the 1-0, big swing. Can't get a hold of that one. And you know, in the early goings, you talked about how it didn't seem like the Sycamores were able to detect the speed from higher. It seems like she's done a great job adjusting speeds throughout the at-bats as we get another swing and a miss, 2 in a row there.
And she's also all around the zone. She's hitting her place as high as we've seen the last 2 pitches, a swing and a miss up in the zone, but she also can hit it low. She brings it inside and outside. So a pitcher that can couple movement with her speed is going to be efficient, as we've seen several Ks from her so far this afternoon.
The 1-2 just misses the mark, ball 2. So Barrett up right now. Then it'll be Chips in the top order for Indiana. Good battle here at the plate for Barrett. She fouls that one back. Wind blowing in towards right field. It's the 2-2, and it's a strikeout for Higher. That is the 7th strikeout on the day. Make it the 6th strikeout on the day for Higher.
And Higher had been punching high in the zone all that bat long, getting her to chase, fouling pitches off, and she leaves her standing there looking at one belt high. Took a little bit of heat off of it, left her standing in her tracks. Backwards K in the book for Higher.
So now Abby Chips with another chance to get on bases. This one just stops right in front of the plate, but a nice heads-up play by Papillo retires the side. 3 up, 3 down, and the Sycamores can't respond to the 3-run barrage of the Panthers. We'll be right back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
After an accident, you can feel overwhelmed and alone. Team Green Law is here to help. After more than 45 years as a founding partner of Blackburn and Green, RT Green has assembled a team of proven personal injury professionals. Team Green Law works for you, guiding you through the legal process to the recovery you deserve. We're with you every step of the way, focusing on your case so you can focus on healing. For a free consultation, visit us online at teamgreenlaw.com. Team Green Law, for you, with you.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or go just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you.
Now get a Ford F-150 XLT truck with 0-9 financing for 60 months plus $2,000 customer cash only from your Central Indiana Ford dealer.
Back at Price Field as Northern Iowa leads at 5-1. We take a look at the series history. Last season marked 100 meetings. This is the 101st. UNI leads at 67-33. The last time these two teams played last season, the first game of the series got canceled, but they played the next 2. UNI swept those 2 games in the season prior, but right now, they're looking to get a first victory of the series right now. If they can keep their lead 5-1, they could also extend it right here in the top of the 6th. Haley Griffin getting her first real action. Only took a couple of pitches to get through her last stint in the in the top of the 5th. And so here in the 6th, it's going to be all Griffin.
Yeah, so UNI has to adjust to Griffin. The Panthers did put up 2 against Banco in the first inning, but she sat them down for 3 straight, so she was able to shut them down just a little bit. So UNI is going to have to make some adjustments now to Griffin compared to Banco.
And a nice single right there, drops right in front of Danielle Henning. And so a runner on here in the top of the 6th. It looks like possible pinch runner going to come in for the Panthers. McKenna Cooper from Ackley, Iowa, is going to come in to run for Lamprecht.
Now it's running at first base for UNI, number 24.
And this one just floats right in to left field. Kind of let it bounce right in front of her. But still, UNI getting the first runner on the board, or on the base paths here in the 6th inning.
And now Sanders back up. Rare occasion she's actually got runners in front of her, or a runner in front of her, that is. So an opportunity to move the runner. She's 1 for 2 today, 2 runs scored. Certainly been able to do her job. Is that one going to be drawing contact again? So the second time a runner has been hit by a pitch for UNI.
Both times on the inside. First time it got her, it didn't really look like it, barely brushed her, but this one, that's why you wear the elbow guard right there. Again, just brushing her, but enough contact. Someone with wheels, they're going to take that every single time. Maybe someone like a power hitter being more reluctant on an easy base like that. But Sanders, takes first base.
Now first pitch swung on and fouled by the catcher Pupillo. And with Sanders getting on base as much as she had, it's been a nice day for Pupillo. You always want to see runners on, give you the chance to do good things. And that's exactly what's happened for Pupillo. That's a nice swing and a miss. Great pitch from Haley Griffin.
Really took the speed off of it, pulled the string, and honestly came bouncing in, but that was enough for Pupillo to take a big hack at it. Really caught her off guard there.
When the bats start getting going for a team, a lot of times, sometimes you see a green light when there's not necessarily one there. This one flown high up in the air. Patton is tracking, and it is caught for out number 1.
And you can see Pupillo talking with Parks there. And she's just about the 4th batter to see Griffin, even in the batter's box, or excuse me, on deck circle, kind of relaying what she saw. She saw a decent amount of pitches from Griffin there, just relaying to her teammates what to expect in this at bat.
So now it'll be Madison Parks again. 1 for 2 today. High pitch does not draw a swing. So 1-0 to start things out here with runners on first and second. That one does get across for a strike. Here is a 1-1. Swing and a miss. I actually think that one might have even drawn a little bit of the bat. Just a foul tip.
Good pitch there. Rise ball. You see a little bit of movement going up. And Parks can't touch it.
So here's the 1-2 from Griffin. It's swung on, and just keeping herself alive in this at bat. Just the tip of the bat draws contact. we'll see how Griffin reacts. With a runner in scoring position, a tough position to be in. The 1-2 comes in high. Still some work to do, only the 1 out. And this time, another high one brings the count to full.
Griffin really working the top of the zone here. She got her to chase once, but she's looking for her to bite again. 2 straight balls right just above the letters there.
And that's going to be a walk to load the bases for a batter who's already got a home run today in Maya Dodge. And so a meeting in the circle again. And I would say that this would be an important conversation to have. Really not wanting to give up too much around the plate here. You've already seen an impressive home run because, like we've already talked about, it really looked like it's going to be a tough time getting the ball out of the park today. And that one was hammered. It didn't seem like it because it didn't really go that much further over the wall. But I promise, it was hammered.
The sound right off the bat, we're standing right behind them. You could hear the pop out of it. Just out the sheer power of Dodge's swing. So definitely not really the batter you want coming up with bases loaded. But as you can see, assistant coach talking with Griffin out there. They didn't really call in the infield, talking with her and the catcher of the bat there. Trying to settle things down, try to figure out what's working, what's not, especially on that last at-bat, the balls and strikes. Figure out what's good to go. And a game plan here with bases loaded and just 1 out.
Dodge this past week, 7 hits, 6 runs, 6 RBIs, a double, and a home run. She's looking to continue her reign as that one comes in high.
Also need to look at how to just approach Dodge from a pitch sequence standpoint. You know she struck out in her first at-bat. She also flew out. She was 0 for 2 before that 2-run shot. So kind of thinking what worked in those first 2 at-bats to get her sitting down.
Well, there is strike 1. With the bases loaded, not too surprising, probably waiting for that perfect pitch until you get a strike. So now you have to think the green light has been enabled. Here is the 1-1. Just missing. Griffin in quite the bind here. 1 out. Here is the 2-1 to Dodge. Strike 2.
That one just barely catching the outer corner. Big time strike for her because you don't want to go 3-1 down with bases loaded and against a hitter like this. So now you got a 2-2 count. Much more comfortable position to be in if you're Griffin.
First pitch, the 2-2 is high. Now it's a full count. You don't want to walk in a run here, but I don't know if you want Dodge swinging at one of your pitches either. Here is the payoff. Swung on, sent towards left. That's going to get down, and 2 runs are going to score for UNI. So a home run and then a 2-run RBI single for Dodge today.
Dodge doing her duties at the plate. Bringing in runs this afternoon, already up to 4 RBIs. Worked to a full count. Took a pitch a little bit up in the zone. Outside, somehow rips it still all the way to left field. And 2 runs come across for the Panthers.
And at this point, I think she's messing with us. You know, she's coming off of a great week last week, and then the strikeout and the fly out, and you're like, okay, maybe she's going to slow it down a little bit, play a little bit more like a normal softball player. But nope, she's going to continue to just devastate the MVC with her bat. McElrath swings on this one, sends it towards left. The runner going to come from home. The throw, and she is out. I believe the call was out.
I believe they called an obstruction on the catcher, actually.
There's going to be a discussion with Coach Pernicero. The fans not happy about the decision either.
This is the same exact hit that we just saw. And she got waved around in a hurry. Amazing throw. And the catcher had the ball. The only problem that would be there is if she was blocking the base path without the ball. But
Right.
the ball came way before the runner in time.
Not to mention, she's moving out of the way before the runner is there either. The slide was started way too early, it's almost seemed like.
Second baseman number 15, Taylor.
But nonetheless, obstruction is called on the catcher. Run does score for UNI. And now still 1 out for the Sycamores. Runs in scoring position.
So the score moves to 8-1 with still more damage that could possibly be done here with just the single out. It is Taylor Hogan, the second baseman. 1 for 3 on the day. Takes ball number 2. So a huge turn of events really makes the score dire here, because you are worried about runs getting put up and not being able to recover as this one gets popped up. And that will be an out. The runner shows but doesn't quite go. So the out goes to Abby Chips. And now 2 outs with runners in scoring position.
Now batting third baseman, number 6, Brooke Snyder.
Brooke Snyder up again. 1 for 3 with an RBI. Griffin's pitch, high. Middle of the order here for UNI, trying to keep the rally going. Count goes to 2-0.
We're still asking at 6 inning what the strike zone is.
2-0 count here from Griffin. In an 8-1 game, and that one looked like it might have been inside. And time going to be called here by Tokarik.
Yeah, putting up a 3 spot, maybe not getting the calls you want, not being able to find the zone a little bit. It can be a little unsettling on the mound. Things start to stray away from you, so the catcher trying to take a sec, calm down her pitcher, figure out what's working, what she wants to throw, and what she's confident in.
And I feel like UNI just really flexing their muscles here in the last couple of innings. We have really seen what this team is all about. They are one of the most efficient offenses you're going to see in NCAA softball. They just put up a lot of runs, and they can do it quickly.
And it's the way they string together hits, too. It's not just one big hit, and that's how they win the game. Yeah, they can hit the long ball, but going down the lineup and just showing consistent back-to-back hitting throughout is what's the most impressive and efficient way.
Yeah, I mean, they have players who can hit home runs, but it's not like there's somebody that's just off the page with their home runs this season. It is a consistent just barrage from the Panthers. So now a full count here with 2 outs. Snyder coming into this game as the payoff pitch comes across. And that is a strikeout to Snyder. She goes down for the 27th time on the season. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Can ISU come back? You're watching the Valley on ESPN.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high output engine. Visit ChevyDeals.com.
You're looking pleased with yourself.
Not to brag, but I just switched to Verizon.
So you got an awesome network.
And when I switched, I got to choose the phone I wanted for free, not bragging.
You're bragging.
Oh, he's bragging.
Who, me? Never. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Your Royal Highness, sir.
Okay, that's a brag.
Hey, Mom, I gotta call you back.
Switch and choose the 5G phone you really want on us, like the incredible iPhone 14.
On the network worth bragging about.
Verizon.
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for just a few bucks, only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Hey, I'm a Palm Springs hotel. I got the desert air, sun-kissed pools, and shady hideaways. I'm looking for someone who can decide on a Friday night that a one-night commitment is a fine idea. What do you say? Meet me at Hotels.com.
Back here at Price Field for the bottom of the 6th inning. Northern Iowa did more damage. 3 runs scored in the top of the 6th. ISU did not respond in the 5th, going to have to here. They are down 8-1, and Patton, back in that leadoff role, takes ball number 1. Patton today 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Checks on that one and draws contact foul. So now 1-1. Good eye there. Always makes me laugh whenever you watch a slap hitter, because when they come across, the umpire's got a lot of work to do, because he's going to be dusting off that plate just about every other pitch. Three-one count now. Would certainly be a big momentum boost for Indiana State. They could get a lead runner on. This one swung on, it goes over the head of the infield, but a nice run in by Dodge to get the out.
Yeah, just put a little too much on that one. Had the right idea, hoping for it to drop right in front of the left field, but a little bit too much power, locked it up in the air. Easy catch out in left field.
Danielle Henning now up. She barely gets a hold of this one, but it does go in play. A tough play at first, but well done there by Sanders to make quick work. And 2 outs already on the Sycamores.
Yeah, Sanders did a great job of charging that one. Heyer really brought the heat on that pitch. She was a little bit behind it, but a great job at shortstop by Sanders to charge it, get it on the roll, threw it on the run. Close play at first.
And now it is Isabella Henning with 2 outs. She does have 1 hit and has scored the lone run for Indiana State. Puts the bat on that one, but it goes foul. So a 1-1 count here for Henning. And that one's foul. Henning, another person who definitely doesn't walk a lot but doesn't strike out a lot either. That one put into the net. 107 at-bats entering today, and only 22 of those were decided by a walk or a strikeout. The 1-2 swung on, sent towards center field. Parks gets under it, and that will do it for the bottom of the 6th. So no runs to answer the 3 from UNI, and it is still 8-1. We're going to be right back. You're watching The Valley on
If I just stare at these payroll forms, my business payroll taxes will calculate themselves, right? Nope.
Intuit QuickBooks helps you manage your payroll taxes.
Cheers.
With 100% accurate tax calculations guaranteed.
You got a minute? How about all weekend? Let's go. Ahora. I'm a Miami hotel. I'm looking for someone who loves Art Deco elegance, good times, and unexpected flavors. Someone who likes it hot but knows how to keep their cool. A white sand beach where you can see the sunrise. Way better than whatever you were going to binge watch this weekend. And you can be here in half the time. Find me at Hotels.com.
Get all your faves like an order of small fries for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Now for the Panthers, right fielder, number 19, Sammy Moss.
back here for the top of the 7th. It's Sammy Moss from Mount Vernon, Iowa, going to lead things off for Northern Iowa. That'll be a first pitch ball to start things off. So a great start to a 3-game weekend for Northern Iowa here, leading it 8-1. That one fouled back. 12 hits in this game, 8 RBIs. It has just been a splendid day from top to bottom.
Offense showed out like they've done all season long. We saw in their last game put up 18 runs. In this one, their bats came back. Only put up 8, but still efficient nonetheless for the Panther offense.
8 different players with hits for UNI so far, as it is a 2-1 count to Moss. Moss, a big utility player for this Panther team. Redshirt junior puts the bat on the ball here, but goes right to Isabella Henning, who's able to get the out. That will bring up Darren Lamprecht.
21, Darren Lamprecht.
From Silver Lake, Kansas. Today she is 1 for 3. Looking to be one of the multiple hitters on this team that have multiple hits. This one goes sky high in the air. Tokaric trying to make the play, and it just bounces off the top of the pad. She couldn't quite get up for that one. Would have been quite a play.
Henning got the rebound.
She did. Take a look at that again.
One of the toughest situations on the field. A pop fly to the catcher. She got it off, got to it, but the wall beat her to it.
So an 0-1 with nobody on and one out here. Griffin goes low.
Good off speed from Griffin. That's almost exactly where you want it. Out in front, lunging towards it, falling off the table there. She just couldn't get that hitter to bite.
And I really am surprised, you know, great hitters have good patience, but we've seen good patience from a lot of different players in this game on pitches like that one where they are perfectly placed. That's exactly what you're trying to do as the pitcher, just not getting them to go. Only 2 total strikeouts by the pen for Indiana State as this one ripped down the left field line, foul. So now the 2-2 from Griffin. Looking to end the streak of 3-run innings put together by UNI. So that one just above the toes loads the count 3-2. Payoff, Lamprick fouls.
And that pitch earlier in the at-bat, such a good spot. Low and inside, she thought she got her swinging at it, but just enough resistance to hold back on it.
3-2, this one put into play high in the air. Patton comes in on it and gets the out. Just racking up the putouts there in center field for Patton.
Kylie Sanders.
And once again, back to the top of the order for Kylie Sanders.
5 putouts out in center field today. Fielding her position perfectly out there.
One positive for the Sycamore defense. No errors today. So that comes across for strike number 1. Sanders with 1 hit. Big swing right there. I think she's drawn contact more than her own bat has today.
2 hit by pitches, allowing a lot of speed to get on base for the Panthers.
0-2 sent to Bringle, that is, and that will be a put out to first, and that will bring us to the bottom of the 7th. The Sycamores with a lot of work to do. They are down 8-1.
Jake from State Farm. I really want that personal price plan, so I'll admit it. I'm a bath bomb guy.
Dude, you do not need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan simply helps you create affordable price just for you.
For real?
Who's ready for their jazz bath? No?
Who is that guy?
Jazz bath? Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, well, that's what it feels like when things get rough. Good thing we have amazing protection. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel vehicles.
Right, get 3.9
0.99% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Indiana State University Sycamores conquer through questioning. They fly in to save the day. They master the medium. They wow the crowd. They fight for others. And more of them choose to stay right here in Indiana, living, working, thriving, and contributing to what makes this place great. It's what makes us Indiana State University. And why we're risk takers, we're opportunity makers, and we're game changers. We're blue.
Back here for the bottom of the 7th, and a new pitcher in Anna Wisnowski going to come into the game from Trevor, Wisconsin. She will face Kennedy Shade. Sycamores, a lot of work to do and trying to run out the play at first and safe the call on the infield. I don't know about that. That was a close play at first.
Well, she sure put on the wheels there in order to get there. Little grounder to shortstop. Hit it on the ground. She put her head down, started running. Hit it to the hole, and yeah, she was safe. Shortstop had to throw it on the run. But the leadoff man aboard for the Sycamores.
So those types of plays going to be vital for the Sycamores here. So Shade is on. Tokarik is up. Only 3 hits now after that infield single for Indiana State. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and that looks like it will draw a foul.
As you can see, Anna Wisnowski bringing a little bit more speed than higher, a little bit more pop to her ball. Shade a little bit behind it, fouling off to the right side. They're going to have to make the adjustment, speed up their bat a little, maybe get to the back of the box. You can see her foot almost touching the back of the box line, trying to compensate for the speed that she's bringing in the circle.
Here is the 0-2, fouled back. Somehow that bounced in front of the catcher, but cleared everybody. On deck, Maeve McDonough looking to get first at-bat of the day. But right now, it's an 0-2 to Annie Tokarik. She swings on this one, and that is down in left field. So runners in first and second, and the Sycamores have doubled their hits on the day.
2 hits in a row for the Sycamores here in the final inning. Shade able to get her hands across on that one. Jammed her up a little bit, but still nonetheless, line drive out into left field. Good for a single. We could see a little high, just inside. Does a perfect job of just popping it right in front of the left fielder. And Sycamores, no outs here. They got a little rally going.
And the new runner is going to be on. Hannah Welch will be running. With Maeve McDonough from St. Louis, Missouri up.
66, Maeve McDonough.
One in scoring position for Indiana State. McDonough takes strike 1. It will be McDonough, then Bringle. This one sent straight to the dugout for the Panthers. And Northern Iowa sitting here with a huge cushion, 7-run lead, but nothing really safe. I mean, you can easily go on a big run with the right amount of momentum with the bat. That one swung on, sent towards the Indiana State dugout. So spreading the love a little bit on the fouls. Still an 0-2. Gets the bat on this one, sends it to center field, and the bases are loaded for the Sycamores.
Big time hit from Maeve McDonough. She's hyped up, and so is the dugout. She got the off speed from Wisnowski. A little bit ahead of it, didn't even complete her swing, but all she needed was just to poke it into the outfield. Right over second base, you see she's ahead of it, just pokes it. Little bloop single gets the job done, loads the bases for the Sycamores here with no outs.
Looks similar to Tokaric's hit. I mean, just getting that bat out to pop it through and get the single. It's Tian Bringle, the third baseman, now up with bases loaded. First pitch strike. So something over the wall right now would cut that lead by more than half. And that off speed got her. And now a play at the plate and safe. So a run comes across as the ball gets through. And it's 8-2.
And it almost looked like she tipped it with her bat, so it almost looked like a foul ball there. So I think it caught everyone just a little bit off guard. But in came Henning, sliding headfirst into the play. I think she got literally just a finger in time because it was a really close play. Good job there, securing that ball. Papillo in the backstop, throwing it in. It's not easy to turn around and make a solid throw to the pitcher there, but just not in time to get anything.
And it was a nice job by Wisnowski to get there. Henning just attacked the opposite side of the plate and was able to get in. Sneaks in under the tag. So with one run scoring, it's still runners in scoring position, but you lose the force at second, third, and home.
So any ground ball in the infield, most likely Panthers are just going to look for one. One run doesn't do too much damage to the lead they have here in the seventh inning.
So 1-2 count now to Bringle. No outs. And this one swung on, sent towards center, and nobody going to advance. Parks, very speedy. She's playing right there in the middle, but able to come through and get the play and get the out.
Great piece of contact there by Bringle. She got every piece of that ball, but just a line drive right into the glove out there in center field. Because she was coming in on it, it was hit so quick. Can't tag up on that play. She would have had her out at home.
Morgan Goodrich up for the first time today with runners in scoring position. It's a heck of a time to come in.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy in these types of situations, but any opportunity is an opportunity to prove yourself here. Especially some players who don't get to see the plate too much. What better opportunity than runners in scoring position?
Contact with that one, but it goes back. So a 1-1 here. Sycamores have basically just been playing that short outfield area for most of their offense here in the bottom of the seventh. Entering the seventh, they had 2 hits. They now have 5. So here comes the 2-1. It comes across a strike. UNI wanting the out, the 2-2. Full count. Here is the payoff pitch. Fouled back. So continuing to fight here. So we'll try this one more time, the 3-2. Wisnowski's pitch swung on, and that will go foul again. And that really wouldn't have done the Sycamores much good. The runner doesn't leave from third, the out at first. So probably a good thing it was foul.
I know third base isn't really the best option here. You want to go and try to drag it to the right side just to allow that runner to do something over there on third base.
Chopper once again. Still 3-2 here. Wisnowski to Goodrich, fouled right back at us.
Quite the battle here from the lefty. 3-2 count with one out. Especially in this situation, you don't want to go down looking. So she's taking everything.
This one does go to third. It's going to be saved. I think they're going to say it went foul.
I believe, even though her body or her feet were in fair territory, the ball itself was over the third base line.
Good decision, though. Even if you think it's going to go foul, you know that runner's not going to come through. We had mentioned that already. Let's see if this is the payoff pitch. It does get down, and now it's going to be a tough play, and it's going to be an infield single again, bases loaded.
What an at-bat for Morgan Goodrich. She battled throughout that entire sequence, probably hitting at least 7 foul balls, fighting a 3-2 count. And we talked about it, third base probably wasn't the best option, but she hits it so hard in that hole right there. Third base had to go diving, and she had to check the runner over at third, make sure she wasn't going home. And by the time, Goodrich way past first space with those wheels. Great piece of hitting from Goodrich.
And you know that Lappy was cheating that right side. She's cheating the baseline. And so whenever that ball goes anywhere close to her left side, she's going to have to make a diving play for it, and that really is what hurt as well. As you see the Wabash Capital call the pin, a new pitcher coming in here for UNI. And it's actually just going back to what was working with Samantha Heyer.
Yeah, interesting to bring her right back in, but they know she can get the job done. She did it for 7 innings before this, only letting up 2 hits, 1 run, as she looks to close this game out here in the 7th.
And she's going to be facing the freshman Lucy Kapelka for Indiana State before we get back to the top of the order.
Pinch hitting for Indiana State, number 7.
So it'll be Kapelka, and then if there aren't any changes to the top of the order, which there haven't been yet, it would be Olivia Patton and then Danielle Nizella Henning. Only if they are able to get through these couple of batters. Heyer, first pitch comes across as a strike. Little check swing there from Kapelka. The 0-1, outside corner, strike 2. So coming out firing here for Heyer.
The efficiency. She's wasting no time. She wants to end this right here, right now.
That one a little too far outside. It's a good pitch if you're trying to get the chase. Nice job by Kapelka to hold off. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Hire. That'll be the 7th strikeout of the day for Hire.
Center fielder number 0.
The first of stint number 2.
Not much this Indiana State offense can do against her. She brings the heat, good movement, hits her spots, and she picks up right where she lets off.
Well, it's what you would expect from an MVC pitcher of the week. And she has not disappointed today. So really, the players that were fantastic last week for UNI have just translated that right now. But Olivia Patton with a 1-0 count and the bases loaded. The slap hitter. Pitch too far out. And a meeting at the mound, or the circle, that is. For Hire, she does rank in the national rankings for strikeout to walk ratio, 36th in the country, 5.74 strikeouts to 1 walk, 23 strikeouts in 13 innings last week.
And no walks on the day today.
No walks on the day today, only 1 walk in her last 4 games.
That's impressive. To be that efficient, not giving any opportunities, just punch in the strike zone with that many strikeouts. Hire's been top-notch for this UNI team.
The count now moves to 3-0. Although with that stat, you don't swing on a 3-0, but with that stat, you have to think it's going to be a strike. And it is not.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, jump on it.
But nonetheless, right as we're talking about it, Hire delivers her first walk of the game, and it's an RBI.
It's a broadcaster's assist.
Danielle Henning.
So Danielle Henning still with the bases loaded here. 2 outs. And a first strike called. Henning lets that one go. We mentioned the walk-off from Isabella Henning in her last game. We will not see that in this inning, but she is the tying run. Right now, it's Danielle Henning, though, who swings and misses, and now 1-2. So no strikes to give here with 2 outs.
Yeah, she almost stopped that one halfway through. She knew it was way above her head. But she's looking for a big hit right here. She's a big hitter. She can do it. She knew she did it right in the last game.
Swings on this one, sends it to left field, but it is caught by Maya Dodge, who retires the side and ends the game 8-3. Man, that looked like it could have been a good one. You stopped. You thought maybe that's going off the wall.
She had some good pop on that ball, good contact.
So a good attempt to come back in this one, but the Sycamores fall. And let's go ahead and take a look at that Epic Insurance epic play of the game. It's actually the one who made the play out in left field, Maya Dodge.
Maya Dodge, a 2-run shot in the 5th inning. This really just broke it open for this UNI offense. They went on to have 4 hits in a row after her. She really started the momentum. She's a difference maker in this game.
Epic Insurance, operating as one Epic company. You can find information about our shared capabilities and the additional resources available to our clients on epicbrokers.com. So 12 hits help Northern Iowa get the victory here in game number 1 of a 3-game series. Kelsey Casper, final thoughts.
Well, we had ourselves a game here up until the 4th inning. UNI only led by 2, but we saw that 2-run shot that opened up this Panther offense as they all go on to have 12 hits and couple that with the help of Higher only